So here we go. So welcome to the second Gatepick podcast show. I've got to get myself in the middle here. We're joined by Brad Anderson. So Brad is obviously 3 times European, 2-stroke champion, 2 times British motocross champion, a couple of times motocross nation. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So we're joined by Brad. So the show is presented by Fist. So big thanks to Fist for coming in and supporting the show. People didn't see the first show. Basically, Gatepick is old school Gatepick. Now you must have done loads of these, Brad. So basically, and we did have some people ask what it was. So if you're younger, you won't know what this is. If you're just used to my laps and you go off that, basically, in the old days, Brad would have done this loads of times. You basically picked a peg out of a bag, and that was what place you went to the gate at. Now, in the old days, that's what we did. No transponders.
I'll grab the couple out and pick the best one.
Yeah, that's it. Grab a handful, pick the best one out. So so that's basically what that is. So basically, we will pick out. Obviously, I'm not in person with Brad. Brad's up there in, where were you? Cumbria.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I'm down in Dorset. So a bit of a way. So I'll pick these out. You'll just have to tell me what to pick, and then each peg equates to a question. They're not all sort of motocross related. There's some different ones. Some of a bit personal, some of a bit quirky. A few different questions in there. And there is a question there that people have submitted, and we'll pick one of them at random, and whoever that is will win a Fist Chapter 20 pair of gloves as well. So we'll get them over to them. So Brad, we'll just hit in and just say, what you're up to at the moment. Obviously, I think everybody remembers really last year for you as VMX, DN, Fox Hill, like the epic last race, just an epic weekend really. So that was what we all remember you from. But what you've been up to since then?
I haven't been up to much recently. Just before New Year, I went up to and did a bit practicing, but ever since then I've just been grafting hard and just got a new bike recently last week, new 2-stroke 250. And then went to Fat Cats practicing on Saturday there, and going to do the Scottish Championship, I think, on that. So there's not much preparation. I'm just going to go into it and go and enjoy racing.
Yeah, and the Scottish Championship, they're doing a pretty damn good job of that, isn't it? 6 rounds, some pretty decent prize money, really good tracks, not clashing with any of the other national rounds. So I think that's going to be a big one.
Yeah, well, obviously Scotland's not that far from me either, so I know Tane's a long way, but you don't mind travelling if they're really good tracks, and what the tracks what they've got marked down there look really good. So my lad's going to do it, so I thought I'd jump on the bandwagon and do a few and see how I get on.
Yeah, so you're obviously in the sort of the other side of the fence really now with your nipper ride, and he had a pretty good year last year as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he's this is going to be second year in the 65s now. He's turns 10 in a couple of weeks' time, so he's still quite young at it, but he's the main thing, he enjoys doing it every weekend. So, and he seems he's getting better and better, and he's starting to listen to us a little bit more now, where before he didn't listen at all.
Yeah, no, that's good. That makes a difference. And I never listened to my dad at all, to be fair. It's sort of part of the course, but obviously you got a bit of a pedigree behind you to say, like, listen, like, this is what I've done. But yeah, no, that's cool. Just, obviously Arena Cross would just come off the back of that. Some good rounds for that one. Did you watch that? Did you keep up with it?
Yeah, I watched a lot of it. Obviously Tommy was on fire, and Conrad having a good battle. It was interesting when they come together, but they kept it safe, and it looked quite a good series, to be fair.
Yeah, I think from the a lot of the rider comments were that obviously they're sort of almost on tour together, and there's good rivalry. They all know that they've got a big year ahead, and play it sensible, enjoy it, but don't do anything crazy type thing.
Yeah, I just don't think I would like to be going that head-to-head, and the last chance qualifier just looked a bit manic with Mel Pocock and that.
Yeah. I have to admit, I don't reckon many people want to go in a head-to-head with you, to be fair, even with that. That's sort of got you written all over it, to be fair.
I think in my old age, I'm mellowing a lot now, so I think about my health a lot more. Not, I don't want to be going into knock people off no more.
Interesting. I've got a wildcard question, which I get to pick myself, which I'll ask later, which sort of ties into that. But what we'll do, we'll go into it. I will dip my hand in the bag, and we will pick a question. So, like I said, some of these are quite random. Some of them are race related. Some of them aren't. So it is a bit of a mixed bag, literally. So, like, just tell me when to pick one.
Right. So
we've got 35. So not getting a good Gatepick there, are you? Okay. Yeah. So what has been your lowest moment in your race career? What's the lowest moment in your race career?
One of my lowest ones was I was picked for the designations for Team Great Britain. And a week or two before, I ended up breaking my thumb. So I had to give the phone call to say I couldn't attend. And that was one of the biggest moments that could have been in my career again, riding for Great Britain, and I had to let them down. So that was probably one of my lows.
What year was that, Brad?
I'm not sure at the top of my head. It might have been rather 2010 or 11.
Okay, so that was your peak time as well for you as well,
yes.
For your career when you were at your best.
Yeah, it was round there anyway. That would have been obviously, I think that might have been my second one. So yeah, it was a bit gut-wrenching. And then I got the chance again after that, so that was quite lucky.
Yeah, and which ones did you do? You rode...
I did Colorado, which was America. I finished third in the MX3 there, the Open, third overall. And then with St. John Angeli, I rode that one as well. So we had some pretty good results. I think we're 1 point off the podium in both of them. So
yeah, no, that is gutting, isn't it? 1 point off. Like obviously we've had, well, apart from this year, we had a run, didn't we? Or last year we had a good run of podiums. So yeah. For Team GB to get on the podium is a big deal, isn't it? It's might be a little while before we get another one, to be fair. But to be fair, we've had a good run, haven't we? So maybe in a few years we'll be coming good again. So I'm going to go to a little question that I've got actually. I thought of. So if you were to go back in time to one point in time, to one day, and relive it as it is, so you can't change anything, it is as it is, what would that day be?
To relive it, maybe I had a good race when I was at the GP, Great Britain. Me and Crowley were having a good battle. I think it was for fourth or fifth place, and the crowd was going wild, and it was a good feeling to be battling with obviously the world champion. That's obviously one of me good ones. Obviously being British champion, that's obviously a good feeling. When I won that at the end of it, I won at Duns, which was obviously Scotland, wasn't too far from us, and all the monkeys were there cheering us on. So that was a real good moment as well.
Yeah,
I would like to live.
Cool. And no, that'd be cool. So that's to relive the moment and the day. But how about to relive something that you could change something? So you could relive a day, change something.
Maybe I've had some bad rides, or I've done some bad. What can I say here? Some bad choices, which I would rather have changed them and went with maybe another team, which wasn't the best for me, and I ended up kind of wasting that year, which I kind of regret. Would like to relive that year again, to be fair, with a different team.
So you relive a year rather than a day. Yeah. I'll give you a day and you take a year. But it's we'll do that. We'll let you off that one. No, that's cool. Okay, well, what I'll do, we're dipping it again. Just tell me when to pick one.
Right.
All right, 37. They are getting down. Okay. So, who inspired you the most to become who you have become today?
Obviously, my father. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be obviously here in these footsteps doing motocross. He's the one who put us in the position to do it, and he always worked hard to try and make sure that I had tried to have the best what he could afford us to do. So I would say my dad.
Okay, Dad. Is there anybody sort of outside of the family, like team or someone else?
Obviously, I always looked up to Stefan Everts. He was the one who always for style and stuff like that. I always look up to Stefan Everts.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, no, it's cool. Like you said, there's, to be fair, in terms of style and stuff like that, there's not many people you can look at that can improve on that, is there?
No, and he always was one of my favourites. So I would have to say definitely Stefan Everts. Still goes down.
No worries. Superb. All right, we're dipping. We're dipping again. All right, give me the nod.
Right.
23. So we've had some different ones to what Steve had, actually. Right. This is an interesting one. And this. So your house is on fire. It's pretty grim to think about. Humans and animals, stuff like that is safe. What is the one thing that you would go back in and save?
Say that again, sorry.
So house is on fire.
Yeah.
Humans, family, animals, everyone is safe. What is the one thing you go back into the house and save?
You'd have to go and save me motorbikes. Obviously, they're not cheap, are they? And they hard to replace. But that's the one thing I would probably go back in.
Right, we'll change it a little bit, right? Your garage is safe, right? What do you go back into the house to get? Bikes are all good.
Well, I'd run in and get some money if I had money in the house, and some valuables, I would say.
The floorboard type thing.
Some valuables, I would say.
Yeah, because Steve Holcombe, when I asked him this, he went. I think it was his ISD winning helmet. I think it was, or the trophy. It was something ISD. So, is there any trophy or any memorabilia from racing days that you'd think, I better grab that one? You've got your cash from under the floorboard. You've got that. You're like, hold on a minute, I want to have that as well.
No, all my stuff stays kept in my garage because I have these shirts and all that. I have them all framed of kind of each year as well. So they're quite important to me. All my frames, my helmets, I collected over the years because they'll be hard to replace. So probably
so you kept all the way through the years.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So is there a particular one, a particular shirt or helmet that is the one for you?
Probably my winning ones, like the British Championship ones. And then I've kept obviously the ones from the European. They're quite obviously valuable to us. And then I've got I've just getting me 2009 winning championship bike back. So that'll be important to us as well. And that was when I got married. I took that obviously to my wedding as well. So I'm getting that back.
Nice, superb, cool. All right, well, let's start dipping again. Okay, give me the nod. Number 2, got decent Gatepick. What are you going to do right at the inside or in the old school when you had you could see the bloke pulling it? Would you go in the middle?
It all depends how the first corner turns. If it's a tight, then inside. But if it's quite equal towards the middle-ish.
Yeah. That's cool. Right, here we go. When was the last time you cried? Now, this could be like joy, sorrow, pain. It could be anything. But, yeah.
Oh, that's a hard question.
I can't imagine you're much of a crier, but, just like a Disney movie get you?
No, nothing like that. It would have to be, like say my granddad died or something like that, when I was really upset. Or sometimes you get overwhelmed when I had Vinny, that was a nice moment, you know what I mean? But I would say when my granddad died was last, so I was a bit upset.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like I said, that your parents, was your granddad involved in your career as well? Obviously your dad was a massive part of it.
They used to come and watch tea with us, so they were quite a big part in it. They used to help us out a lot. Yeah,
it's good. Like I said, that's the thing I think for racing is it is such a family thing, isn't it? Like
another one is where I come short and all by 1 point. Or we ended up joint points, I think it was, for the European Championship, and that got us upset because you work hard all year to get joint points, and then obviously he won the last race, so I lost the championship on that one race. I was pretty upset.
That was the EMX 2-stroke.
Yeah, EMX 2T.
Yeah. I remember that. That was that went down.
So to lose it, it was he was a good rider, but it was a bit gut wrenching.
Yeah, absolutely. I do remember that one. Yeah, that was a biggie. Yeah, no, for sure. Right, let's dip in again. I'm going to have another wildcard one in a minute, one of my own ones. So we'll dip in. Give us a nod. 30.
Bad pick.
Okay. I like this one. So, if you could have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, who would they be? You can have a mixture of people that are alive and some are dead, and they can be whoever.
It's weird this, but Pink.
Okay.
I like Pink singer. I would probably it's this. You've got us on the spot now. I don't know really. Elvis would be a good one.
Elvis and Pink, yeah.
It's a hard one to. I'll probably sit down with Brad Lackey.
Okay, yeah, I bet he's got a few stories. Yeah. That's a mix, isn't it?
Because
Elvis, Pink,
because obviously I'm getting my name off Brad Lackey, so I would probably sit down and have a conversation with him and just say how I got my name and stuff.
So is that you're named after Brad Lackey?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yes, that's pretty cool.
Right. Yeah. Mad. Random though, them 3, yeah.
That is a random trio to have at the dinner table, but that's what the question is. To be honest, I wouldn't have a clue, so I'm glad I'm not asked that one because I wouldn't be able to think about that one. So that's cool. Right, we're diving into one more.
It's hard when you put on the spot there.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's the thing is it does make it interesting because you maybe would say different people if you thought about it. Yeah, so it's quite interesting what comes off the top of your head straight away, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll do one more out of the bag, and then I've got a wild card, and then we've got a reader question as well. So give me the nod on this one.
Right.
So number 9.
Better.
Okay. I've got a feeling we had this with Steve Holcombe. Well, define yourself in 4 words.
Define myself.
Yeah.
These are questions, these.
It is hard, isn't it? Who put these questions? I don't know.
That was hard, that.
Do you know what? I did put it a different way to Steve as well, right? If you were to maybe not define yourself, if someone else was to define you, what do you think they would define you as? Does that make it any easier? Just bad.
I don't know, like aggression, hard rider, bulldog. It's hard, isn't it, that one?
To be fair, I think, you know, those 3 words, you've summed up probably what most people would say, I reckon.
Yeah.
I think you'd be in there, yeah. That would be
in there. Rider. Yeah?
Yeah, I think you'd be in there with them 3. Yeah, I'll pay you off for that. Yeah, because you've got aggressive riders too, isn't it? So we'll give you those 4. We'll give you those 4. Right. So this was my one. Have you ever, right? Obviously, you're known as being what we just said, an aggressive hard rider.
Yeah.
And obviously, you're known for not taking any prisoners. But has there ever been a moment, right, where you've been like, no, I ain't gonna go there? Like, has there ever been, not necessarily because of the gap, but because of the rider? Has there ever been a rider you thought, nah, even I won't go there?
No, not really, because I always took that gap if it was there, no matter what, no matter who rider. There was always some hard riders out there which you thought would give it back to you, but no, if I seen the opportunity to do it, obviously I would try and take it. You know, I want that place, especially if it's for first. You give it your all, and that's kind of a rider I was.
Is there anybody that you've ever sort of met your match with who you're like, yeah, bloody hell, that one, maybe I should have not gone in
there? Not really. There's quite. I think they knew what kind of a rider I was, so I think they thought I'm not. They'd rather move over than obviously me try and go through them. I think. There's a few times like kind of Diego, me and him give each other it, and he gives it back. So it was tit for tat. You know what I mean? So I would say maybe Big Ken the Diego.
Yeah, he's a big dude, wasn't he? Yeah. Like you said, I can imagine he's not that hard to battle with, not that easy to battle with. Sorry. On that note, you know, obviously, you know, do you watch AMA Supercross? Have you seen what's, you know, what do you think? Like Jason Hansen, Justin Barsha, and what's been going on with that? What's your thoughts on them two?
Them two are always aggression, aren't they? Like aggressive. I think Barsha's getting away with a lot more. I think a lot of people's kind of scared of him and all. As Carl Michael said, the riders should have a think about it. Maybe, I know they shouldn't move over, but give him kind of a bit of a leeway, because you're better off losing 1 spot than losing 5 or 6. You know, but you never want to give that 1 spot up. Never mind 5 or 6. So it's a hard one to call. I think these days now, I think the AMA is obviously putting something on it where they're getting they're going to get deducted, or obviously he's on suspension, isn't he? Or
probation. Yeah,
probation. Sorry, that if he does anything more this year, but we'll wait and see, won't we? If he does, because it's bound to happen. It's hard to race and not get involved with another rider.
Yeah, and when you come across Barsha in Oakland, you're sort of thinking, if you're Barsha, you want to make it tempting for him, didn't you? Because they got that rivalry, you're sort of thinking, go on, you know what I mean? Leave a bit of a gap there, because, you know, I know obviously it's interesting, isn't it? Because Barsha's playing like the innocent dude at the moment, isn't he? He's going, oh, you know, I don't know what his problem is and all that. And I think that's what he's sort of playing it down, really. And But yeah, it's made it interesting, isn't it? But I think it's certainly affected Anton, isn't it? Because he was quick enough. I think it was 82, wasn't it? When it like he was quick enough to certainly be in the top three easy, and he came from last. You know.
I think the trouble is though they should try. It's hard. I know it might be hard to pass, but they're going to have to try and concentrate on obviously the racing if they want to, instead of trying to push people wide or get collision. You know what I mean? His racing's going all the pot because of it now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And he's, you know, obviously Hanson won the last 4 rounds, isn't he? And you know, he's not within the leaders now, but it's certainly not for his speed. You know, he's given away so many points.
Yeah, he's fast enough, as I say. He just needs to get out the gate and try and keep out of trouble, doesn't he?
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, what we'll do, we've got a reader question. So if you can pick a number between 1 and... I'm just seeing how many I've got here. 1 and 12. And then basically whoever you pick, it's going to be their question. They're going to win a set of Fist gloves, chapter 20 gloves as well. And then we'll read their question out.
Right, number 5.
Number 5, okay. So this comes from Instagram. It's Crash Test Panda. What's your most memorable battle?
Well, this is one for you. I think it was to finish second in the British Championship, I think. Second or third. It was me and James Noble. We had a good battle. It was the last round of Pontrellis. We were battling. We both fell off. We got back on. We both fell off again. Got back on. 3 times it happened. And that was kind of a race what always stuck to us. Because obviously we were battling that hard. We wanted to finish rather second or third it was in the championship. And he obviously beat us, but it was a good battle between us. And I always remember that one because it was kind of a bit of dirtiness and all that aggression, you know. But that's always stuck with us.
It's cool. Was it a bit of both? Like, did you know, from like you said, dirtiness and stuff like that? But was that both ways? You know, like both of you just literally going all out. Is it that kind of race when you forget there's anybody else on the track?
Yeah, well, as I say, if you see a gap, we went for it, you know. And then we had a bit of a tussle on the floor and got a bit aggressive. Got a bit, what shall I say, heated at moments. But it was a good battle. Obviously, I lost it. Jim's got it. But that was always the one that was always sticking in my mind or in my head that I can remember. And a lot of people probably...
Was that a race that you know, going back to one of our earlier questions, is that a type of race that you would want to go back and relive it?
That was probably a race. Yeah, I would probably relive that one and do things differently. Definitely, yeah. James was riding well, to be fair, and I thought I was a bit better, but he come out on top, so it was fair play on him.
I have to try and find that. Is that on YouTube or anything?
Yeah, I think it is. 2008, I think it is.
Okay, I have to put that one out and have a look. So, no, it's cool. No, thank you for going through. We've gone through the questions here. Obviously, just to end up, you've got Scottish Motocross Championship. Obviously, Vinny's riding his son all year. VMXDN Fox Hill's got to be massive. You know, that's got to be a big one on your list again to try and take Team GB to the top. Obviously, close last time. Individually, you won with a great last race. But, yeah, Team GB, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Dale. That's why I've got a 2-stroke and trying to keep myself a bit fitted up, obviously, to do. I'm going to do some Scottishes, maybe some Bridgestones, and then keep myself right for, obviously, the old bike racing. Maybe doing Fox Hills, which obviously Team Great Britain will be mega. We've got Tommy and Mel and me, which is a good team. Doing maybe Farley Castle, some other old maybe racing as well. So no, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be even bigger this year than even last year, and I think it's got everyone talking already. And now, as I say, we've got a strong team. There's obviously the same. I think the same team the Americans got again. So obviously our main rivals, the Americans, because we want to try and beat them. And Mike Brown always comes out strong, and I think Villaporto. I think they're going to come out stronger this year and commit to themselves more.
Yeah, because I think he sort of said, didn't he, Villapoto, that he was off the couch type thing, and I don't think, and Zach, I don't know if they thought the competition was going to be quite as tough as it was. So I think they got a bit of an awakening on that one, and you can just bet that. I suppose as a rider like Villapoto, he's got something to aim for now, hasn't he? Whereas before it was sort of just something he, rocked up to. Whereas now he knows the level, we know he's gotten up his game. I think it'd be a tougher American team. Tougher as well.
He was always still a quick rider, but I think he maybe got a bit of a shock and all. And then obviously he got a shock when I went round the outside of him, and he didn't like that. But I think that's why he's wanting to come back, obviously more prepared, and try and take it to us this year.
Yeah, it's going to be an intriguing battle. That is good. It was a great event, wasn't it? Like that. I posted like the phone footage of when you passed him, I think, and the crowd and stuff. Like you could.
Yeah, well, yeah. It was really good, and it was good that you could hear the crowd and all that. But I think there's more teams in it this year. What will be stronger as well. So that'll be interesting. It's not just about Americans and Great Britain. I think there's other good teams what's going to be there as well. So we'll have to watch out for them.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be great. But so no, thank you very much. Good luck with the season. Good luck to Vinny as well for his season. And big thanks to Fist Handwear for sponsoring this show. Not sure he's going to be on next, but I'm sure we'll pick someone good to come on the show in March. And so big thanks, Brad, for coming on. Hope the questions weren't too bad for you, but that's the thing with the Gatepick is you just get questions you wouldn't normally get asked, which makes it a bit different. So, but yeah, thanks a lot for coming on, bud.
All right, thanks. Cheers.